Welcome back to the Chill and Chat Talk Show.
Chilling and chatting, one of our favorite things to do.
Yes, speaking of that, did you have a good time chilling in Sun Peaks last weekend?
Yeah, it was amazing. It's so beautiful there. And, you know, just spending time with the family. All the kids were up, you know, Sarah and Anthony and Alex and Brittany. It was amazing.
Your sister was there too,
yeah,
right?
She was there too.
And her significant other. Oh, yeah, it sounds like
great.
A wonderful
so
time.
Relaxing.
Anyway, speaking of your daughter, Brittany. Oh my goodness, her new Instagram series, Brit's Guide to Adulting, it is amazing and hilarious. I love it.
I know. It's actually really great information for people moving into adulthood. And, you know, it just talks about fitness tips and taxes and finances, goal setting, time management. So all those things that, you know, you may not learn as a kid.
I know. It's such a brilliant idea. And the way she does it, it's just with so much fun and pizzazz.
Yeah.
Let's show our audience the one on laundry.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Wow. Did you teach her all that information about laundry?
I guess. I just know that, you know, my kids were doing laundry from the very beginning when they were really young. Obviously, I ruin their clothing every time. I just throw everything into the dryer. I don't care.
You do?
Yes.
Oh, I never do that. No wonder.
Yeah, now, I just figure I'm not going to be spending time. So, yeah, so they started their laundry very early.
Well, you know, I have to say my kids did too.
Yeah.
They were probably, I think around 7, I went, that's it. You know, you'd bring the clean clothes into the bedroom and then you'd see them still folded in the laundry pile because they didn't put it away. They just threw it back in the laundry. So I'm like, that's it. I'm not doing laundry anymore.
You'd have to do that with 5 kids.
Yeah, okay, it is a little hard to do.
I couldn't even imagine, yes.
It's a little hard to do laundry with that many. Anyways, I have a really great idea. You know, because I love her Brit's Guide to Adulting. Why don't we do Chill and Chat's Guide to Aging?
Oh,
we could do that.
Those would be great topics. Hemorrhoids.
I don't get those.
Wrinkles.
Maybe I have a few
but you're aging and that's going to happen. Hair loss. We can do that.
Oh, okay. Well, that's usually guys,
we
right?
Should do
Hair
it.
loss.
We should
right. But yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it. Anyways, up next, Utterly Uncorked.
Welcome to Utterly Uncorked. And today we have a very special wine, not from Canada.
I know, we went outside of Canada. We are going with a Tuscany region wine.
Yes, actually Chianti, a part of Tuscany. And we're doing this because we were supposed to be in Italy.
We were supposed to be in Italy
We're really
in June.
missing Italy.
But we've rebooked it now.
We have. We've rebooked it for
yes.
next June because we are going to go because this whole COVID thing is going to be completely over.
By June,
By
absolutely.
June, yes.
All right, so this is a Chianti Classico Reserva 2015, and Reserva means in the...
It's been aged in the oaks for 2 years, I think it is.
Yeah,
2 years?
Yeah, that's the only way they can have the word Reserva on it.
Reserva. Yeah.
And
we have the black rooster.
The black rooster,
So-
which is the symbol of the region.
Yeah, of the region.
Yes.
Let's go.
Now, I used to always buy Chianti when I was younger, and it used to come in those little...
In the little barrels.
What were they, like wicker baskets?
Yeah.
Or like some kind of basket, and then we put candles on it.
Yes.
And it would burn, it
Yes.
would look all pretty.
I think
But
it was
they
a
have,
very cheap wine then.
They have come a long way since then.
Yes.
Since then, yes. And now they're a more expensive wine now, but back then they were the least expensive.
So this bottle of wine is $33, and of course plus taxes, but you know, pretty good price point for
Pretty good price. Well, let's give it a try.
Yeah, let's. Okay.
All
so
right.
let's
Swirl.
smell. I can.
You know what? I can actually smell it from here, so it is very pronounced.
Ooh, okay. I can never.
All right, let's give a taste. Very nice.
It is really nice.
We forgot to cheers.
Oh, I'm sorry. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, we're gonna have to do it again now.
Mmm.
You know, I love our Canadian wines. And I
Me
know,
too.
you know, every time
I've gotten used to them.
Every time I've gone to Europe, I've never found wines as good as the Canadian wines, but this is really nice. I don't know if maybe I've acquired a better taste.
It must
or-
be the W set we
That
took.
must be
Yes.
it. That must be the W set. Which, big news.
Big news!
We passed.
We both passed.
We don't know our marks yet. That's coming.
We
so-
will unveil that
Yeah.
at one point
Yes.
to see who had a higher mark.
Who had the
Jenny or
highest
I.
mark? Yes.
All right,
Big
so
competition.
before we go into Tuscany, we are going to do a trivia card on
Well,
each other.
you know what? I wanted to tell you something about the Tuscany.
Okay.
I have a really funny story about it.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So when I was in Tuscany with my husband and kids.
Yes. How long ago?
10 years ago.
Okay.
Yes, 10 years ago.
Well, that's not that long.
Yes. Anyway, so they siesta. Like, middle of the afternoon, everybody goes to bed. And
Yes, I
it
know. I
is just
remember that
completely
when we were
emptied
in
out.
France, yes.
So we were in the Tuscan area, staying in a beautiful villa, and on our way to the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and for a day trip, and we stopped to get gas. And you know, nobody's around, but you use your card and you fill up with gas. And all of a sudden, we realized there was a wallet sitting on the top of the gas tank.
Oh no!
And
Somebody just put it there.
someone left it there,
not
so we thought-
thinking. Oh.
We'll open it up and see. There must be like ID, and we'll see what the name is and return it or find the person. Open it up, no ID,
No ID.
no ID,
Oh.
and about $1,000 Canadian. I don't know what that was in euros at that time, but $1,000.
What did you do?
Well, we wanted to return it, find someone, but nobody was around. We drove through the little village, nothing was open, and so. We went to Leaning Tower of Pisa for the day, came back, and we were heading to Rome the next day. So we left a note there at the garage. But we went back the next morning on our way back to Rome, and we talked to one of the gas attendants. They were there.
Right.
Couldn't understand a word.
They couldn't understand them.
We're trying to explain
Maybe
it.
they couldn't read your note
Yeah.
then either.
So we left them a phone number of the hotel that we stayed in. At the hotel, we said, we found this wallet, here's my number. So we carried this wallet around for about a week with $1,000 in it. And
Wow, such
waiting-
a good citizen.
waiting for the call. Then my family, I couldn't believe it. My kids were like, wow, nobody's called us. We should spend this. And then my daughter's like, well, I found it, so I should get a larger portion of it. I'm like, oh my goodness. Anyway, so we never got called, and it was just cash. We didn't know what else to do, and so we kept it.
Nice.
Yeah. But in Rome, like 2 days later, I'm walking down the street. I was so stressed about the whole thing.
Right.
And anyway, that day, there's a wallet on the ground.
Again.
Again.
You were
And I'm
being
like,
tested again.
I'm like, I am not touching it. I am not going through this again. So I didn't even touch it. I just kept walking.
Oh, wow, Jenny.
But anyway, that was our, fun day in Tuscany.
Awesome. Well, let's do
Yeah.
food pairing cards.
Okay.
So we're doing cards from our trivia cards we talked about last one, Utterly Uncorked.
Right. Okay.
So we're gonna do a food pairing question. I'll do yours first.
Okay.
All right.
Oh no.
Which is the more important consideration in matching wine and food? The color of the wine,
Okay. Color.
or the weight, meaning light-bodied, medium-bodied, or full-bodied?
Okay. Well, obviously the weight, because light
Oh.
body goes with more delicate foods and the.
And you are absolutely right. It's all about the weight. Delicate
Yes.
flavored foods with light-bodied wines.
Awesome. Okay. I'm gonna
Awesome.
grab a card here for you. I won't look.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm nervous.
And we're doing the food pairing part.
Yes, the
Okay.
food pairing one.
Oh, this is easy.
Oh, I hope so. I'm gonna look
So,
really bad.
which red wine is more likely to pair well with fish and fowl? Pinot Noir, Shiraz, or Bordeaux?
Pinot Noir.
Yes.
Oh,
good
I got
job.
it right. Yay. That W set's really setting in for
I
us.
know. We have to do W set too.
We do.
Yes.
All
Anyway,
right.
we're gonna enjoy the rest of our Italian wine.
Cheers to Tuscany.
Cheers.
Welcome back, and wow, such great wine from Tuscany. We did take a slight break from the BC wines this week, but it was lovely.
Yes, it was wonderful. But you know what? I have to say, BC is still my favorite wine.
I have to agree too.
Yeah, but you know what? We do know a good Italian wine now. That
Yes.
Chianti Classico.
Yes.
I think
That's
that
what
was
it
it.
was, yes.
And so next time we go to Italy, which hopefully is in June. We are booked to go to Italy in June. We had to rebook from last time. So
Let's hope, yes.
hopefully COVID is over, because I am so over COVID.
I think I'm so over COVID too. Oh my goodness. Anyways, I think we should be good to go in June 2021. We should ask Barris. He usually knows he's always up on these things because he's the one that told us we weren't going to Italy last year.
That's right. I was mad at him.
Anyways, we've got mail.
Okay.
Shall I read the first one?
Of course, you always do.
Oh, you want to read the first one?
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. Dear Trish and Jenny, I love your treasure trail videos. I'm wondering if all the treasures have been found yet. Candace from Abbotsford.
Candace, good question.
Very good question.
Since season 2, we actually have some prizes that are still out there, some treasures. So
yes, we do.
We have it on Abbey Grind still, Hillkeep Trail, and of course Paul's Tomb.
And Paul's Tomb is just a question.
It's just a question.
They just have to watch it and answer the question.
Exactly.
But no one's gotten that one yet either.
But someone did get the Island 22, which was a gift, $25, or no, that one was a...
Omega
Oh,
gift.
yes, that's right.
That was an Omega gift.
And then, of course, we have some great prizes coming up from different sponsors, so keep your eye out.
All right, so you want to do the next letter?
Sure. Dear Trish and Jenny, I love your new Utterly Uncorked series. Question. You keep mentioning WSET. What is it?
Okay, so WSET. It's actually, they don't like to be called WSET.
WSET.
They like to actually say every letter. Yes. And it's the step 1 in becoming a sommelier.
Which hopefully, well, I don't know if we will go quite that far, but definitely looking at the second set. But lots of great information on, European wine. It's about the old aged wine and just the history. It's absolutely amazing.
And it was pretty interesting because Canada's not even on the map.
I know.
When we took the class, nothing.
Yes, we need to make Canada on the map.
It's not even mentioned. I know. It's like there's no wine tasting for Canada.
But it's a great course. You learn lots of great information, how to open bottles of wine, how to store, food pairing. So we learned lots of great stuff.
Yeah, so I highly recommend it. Anyway, so are we ready for our guest, Jenny?
We are. We'll be chatting with Teng, BC Director of Operations for the Joy Smith Foundation. And she's an advocate for women's empowerment and ending human trafficking.
And she worked in partnership with frontline and anti-human trafficking organizations throughout Southeast Asia and Canada, bringing the issue of human trafficking to the world stage through her role as Miss World Canada in 2012.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she received the Queen's Diamond Jubilee and International Hero Award from the Joy Smith Foundation and was named Canada's Woman of the Year in 2011.
Wow.
Absolutely amazing.
But first, a word from our sponsor. Welcome, Tara.
It is so great to have you join us today.
Thanks so much for having me, you guys.
So we met you years ago when you won the title of Miss Canada.
Yeah.
So can you share with the audience a little bit about yourself and that?
For sure. Well, it's been a while now since I won the title of Miss Canada. I was first Miss BC in 2010, the official Miss Canada in 2011, and then I had the privilege of being Miss World Canada in 2012 and representing Canada at Miss World.
Wow. How exciting.
Yeah, it's been amazing. You know, I love this country. I love the people of Canada, and that's really what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about people. I'm passionate about justice and equality and just being able to encourage people on their journeys to live out the fullness of their humanity.
Yeah, nice.
Wow.
Yeah. And so we're going to learn lots about you, but just maybe share a little bit about yourself personally.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm a mom of two. I have a little boy and a little girl. I live in Langley. I live locally. I love the community. And I work in the intersections of faith and feminism and justice and sexuality, all through looking at it through the common lens of embodiment. So like I said, what does it mean to be fully human, to embrace all of who you are? And I love to explore that.
Love that.
It.
So tell us about the Joy Smith Foundation and what is it all about?
Yeah, so I am also the BC director of the Joyce Smith Foundation. We work to end human trafficking in Canada. Yeah. We work across the board and across the nation, and we look at a couple different specific ways to fight human trafficking in Canada. You know, a lot of people don't realize that it's the fastest growing crime on the planet.
Wow.
And that exists here in Canada as well, that the average entry age into prostitution in Canada is 12 to 14 years old.
Oh my goodness.
So this is not a choice that we're talking about.
Yeah.
This is not a choice that we're talking about. We're talking about exploitation. We're talking about people being bought and sold as if they are commodities. And so the work that we do is very education based. We do a lot of the work, as you know, on prevention. So normally I would spend a lot of time working in schools with young people, speaking in schools, speaking in community groups and other organizations to let people know that human trafficking is a reality in Canada. Yeah. It does happen. It is widespread. And to educate people to know how to spot the warning signs, what are the resources available, and how can all of us be involved in the work that we're doing. Yeah. And then another big part of what we do is we work on the restoration side as well. So we fund the aftercare programs that are all across the country because we believe that not what happened to you does not define you.
Yes.
And you are resilient and you are strong and you are courageous and you get to write your own story and you can thrive in wholeness and freedom no matter what happens to you. And I have the privilege to see survivors live that out every single day.
So what sort of programs are out there right now for the survivors? For the after program?
Yeah, so we work individually with survivors. We work alongside them. So we really uniquely tailor make what they need to fit their unique story. So a lot of the times, especially when we're talking about the fact, like I mentioned previously, that the average entry age into prostitution is 12 to 14 years old.
Wow.
So often, you know, recovery looks like going back to school so that you have something that you can do with your life afterwards.
Be a child again.
You can be a child again, healing that inner child. Learning how to vocalize your own autonomy as you begin to take back control of your own life on your own terms. Sometimes recovery looks like programs for addictions or substance abuse or mental health. It looks like feeling safe in your own home again. You know, like these things are widespread. And then eventually deciding, well, what do you want to do with your life, just like everybody else? What lights you up? What is your passion? And then equipping them with whatever skills necessary in order to succeed with the best possible chance at life.
What incredible work you're doing.
Thank you.
All right, well, we're going to hear more from Tara right after this message. That is a very powerful video we just saw. So my question to you, Tara, is why the Joyce Smith Foundation?
Well, I've had the pleasure of knowing Joyce Smith personally and working with, you know, alongside and adjacent to her in this journey for many years. And I just came to the reality that this happens in Canada. This happens in our community. And that's actually what drew me into it, is I had a neighbor of mine that was trafficked from our community. And at 14 years old, she was lured into prostitution by a trafficker who pretended to be her boyfriend.
Oh, dear.
And he coerced her, he manipulated her, he exploited her, ultimately sold her to another man. Wow. And that story has impacted the rest of my life. Wow. You know, I got to know my neighbors and I got to know their story, and I saw the devastation firsthand of what it is like to lose a loved one in this way. And it changed everything. It reframed everything for me. And so I've been working in this area now for over 10 years. I worked in Southeast Asia. I did undercover investigations. I worked in red light districts, in brothels, and aftercare homes. I've walked with survivors, worked with Joy Smith. She's a former member of Parliament. And basically any law that Canada has against human trafficking is because she put it in place. And so,
Really?
we did that work. We have really good legislative laws now in Canada. And so now we work outside of the government immediately with survivors. Yeah.
So that would definitely motivating to start something like that when you had something happen personally in your life. So what have been some of the most inspiring moments for you with your work in this charity?
Well, I work with young people a lot. Like I said, like a big role that I play as the BC director of the Joy Smith Foundation is on the prevention side. So we have a prevention program that goes into schools. And I spend a lot of time with young people, educating them on the reality that human trafficking does happen and how traffickers seek to groom their victims and recruit their victims. And there was this one time when I spoke at a school, and it was a middle school. So this young boy, I think he was about grade 7 or 8, comes up to me after, and we spent this whole long time answering all of his questions. And he just sat there. He was South Asian, and he sat there and he goes, so does human trafficking happen in India? And so we talked about the global context and how Canada's role plays in the wider global context of this. And he just sits there and he's listening to it, and he's listening to it. And he looks up at me, directly eye-to-eye contact with me, and he says, we're going to do something about this. Because we're men, and that's what we do.
Whoa, that's so precious.
This boy
Oh my God.
is like 12 or 13.
That makes me want to cry.
And it's like, no more toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
We're going to stand up for what's right. We're going to do something about it. And it's things like that that give me so much hope that it is possible that we can rewrite the course of history, that young leaders like this are stepping up and they're standing up for what is right.
I would love to see what he's doing right now.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Me too. Because he is a good man.
Yeah, for a 12-year-old to be thinking that way already.
Yeah.
That's really amazing.
Yeah.
So now, working with the Joy Smith Foundation, what have been some of the harder moments that you've experienced?
Yeah. I mean, I see the best of humanity, and I unfortunately also see the worst of humanity. And so I think that's been the hardest thing is seeing the humanity in perpetrators as well. And that while we're doing this work, and it's so hard and it can be so polarized, and it's easy to write someone else off. Right? You know, like cancel culture is a big thing. It's very easy to vilify someone else and dehumanize them. But for me to get to the place of I have to see the humanity in a perpetrator as well has been one of the hardest moments. It has really, I've had to wrestle with it, and it's deepened my character as a result, but it has been hard because you see the devastation that these survivors, often women, often children, but not exclusively, have gone through.
That would be so hard, but I guess you have to think, what did that person go through also?
Yeah, because hurt people hurt people.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
And it doesn't excuse it.
No.
And there has to be accountability.
absolutely
We
not.
have to hold perpetrators accountable. Rape culture feeds into human trafficking, and it's rampant in our society. But we can't lose our humanity at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
Well, that's just so powerful, and what you're doing is absolutely, inspiring, and maybe you can share, for our audience, how can people get involved? How can people help? Maybe with the Joy Smith Foundation. Can they donate?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can they volunteer?
Always. Yeah, always. The more supporters we have that join with us in this work, the more students we can reach, the more exploitation we can prevent. And that's the best case scenario. Like we work with survivors, and I love to see them get to the point of they're thriving. They are the most resilient people I know. They are so inspiring. But if I can prevent the exploitation from happening in the first place, that's the best case scenario. So reaching students all across the country of Canada, from coast to coast, from top to bottom, from sea to sea, with this message, that is the most powerful thing that we can do, is to educate ourselves. Education is the greatest weapon. And I will tell you this, almost every single time that I go to a school anywhere in Canada, there will be someone that comes to me after and says, this happened to me. I just didn't have language for it. So it is imperative, it is critical that we reach people with this message. So if you want to be involved, we welcome your support, we welcome your allyship, we welcome your collaboration. You can get in touch with us through joysmithfoundation.com. Send us a message. You can reach out to me personally. You can reach out to anyone on our team all across the coast, and we will find a way for you to get involved that makes sense for you, that you get really excited about.
Wow, well, thank you
for
so
your
much
amazing work and
for sharing with us today and letting us all know about this. That's
Thanks
absolutely
for having
amazing.
me. I really appreciate it.
All right, so up next are treasure trail hikes.
Welcome to Treasure Trails! And we're on another beautiful hike here just in downtown Chilliwack. And this is the Hope River Rotary Trail. So
It's so beautiful here, and we're right in front of the Hope River. Jenny, let's get going.
just enjoying my coffee.
Wow, look at all these benches.
Here it says they had the Rosedale Canoe Race. It was like 12.5 kilometers from Hope River, Rosedale Park and Hope River Kingsman Park. It was home to the annual Rosedale Canoe Race. 150 competitors in 1970. That's cool.
Jenny!
Okay, no pool fairy here.
So right by this sign,
And down this trail, we're hiding the treasure.
yes, and let's tell them a little bit about the treasure this week.
Yes, we have another sponsor, Herbalife by Cynthia Robinson, the best Herbalife distributor in all of Chilliwack. And we have a wonderful protein shake.
Isn't it worth like $53?
Exactly.
And then it comes with some consulting as well.
Yes, a wellness evaluation. And you know what? We should have had one of those instead of this. Cynthia's
Jenny.
gonna kill me. Anyway, very exciting. Thank you, Cynthia from Herbalife.
Perfect place to hide the letter for the treasure. And right over here, we have this beautiful tree.
That was amazing. So serene and peaceful and beautiful.
I just love it, and I just want to stay here.
And it's just the greatest little stroll and just like minutes from downtown Chilliwack.
So happy
treasure hunting!
Welcome back, everyone.
And another beautiful Chilliwack walk. I mean, that Hope River Rotary Trail is absolutely beautiful and such a gorgeous day.
It was. So there was kayaking, dogs, and poop.
Oh, yes. That, okay, honestly, that was probably the grossest thing I've ever seen in my whole life. And, you know, that could not have been a normal dog.
I'm not sure it was a dog. It was kind of like out there. I'm sorry, audience, for giving you that close up.
I hope you didn't make them sick. It was so bad.
Yes, your face said it all.
Yes. But what amazing young lady Tara Teng is, eh?
Yes. You know, she was the Woman of the Year in 2011.
Yeah, and what she has done in her short life so far, just, you know, it's unbelievable. She's so young, and what she could continue to do.
Yes.
And, you know, her work on ending human trafficking has made such a huge difference.
It really has.
Anyway, next week we have another amazing person that we're interviewing, Rachel Caroline Plaza, longtime resident of the Chilliwack and longtime member of the Chilliwack Players Guild Theater Company, actor, artist, mother of 3 grown children, and cancer survivor.
Yes, and presently she is the co-host and co-writer of the Chilliwack Tonight show.
Well done.
Thank you.
Good job. And anyone who wants to share with us questions, feedback, or requests for topics, email at chillandchattv@gmail.com.
Until next time,
Cheers. Keep chilling and chatting.